Very good morning, students. Welcome to online session. This session, let us talk about the concept of various public cloud platforms, which are very familiar in cloud market nowadays. So the public cloud platforms, well familiar platforms are Google App Engine, Microsoft Azure Cloud, Amazon Web Services Cloud. Now let us discuss the difference between these three familiar clouds in this session. Topics to be covered in this online session are public clouds and their services, what are various public clouds and what services they are offering, and what is meant by Google App Engine, how it is benefit for the end users. Amazon Web Services Cloud, so what are the cloud services it is providing? And last one is Microsoft Windows Azure Cloud. So these three clouds and the comparison between these three clouds and how these three clouds will play a vital role in the market, like platform as a services, infrastructure as a services, and application or software as a services, we will clearly discuss in this session. So Amazon, AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. It is one of the best cloud service provider. It is leading 60% to 70% of cloud market nowadays. And another familiar cloud is Microsoft Azure Cloud. This is also another cloud service provider, one of the leading cloud service provider, which was launched in the market in the year 2010 with the name of the cloud is Azure. So we can namely the cloud as a Microsoft Azure Cloud. It is also one of the familiar Microsoft Azure Cloud. So it will leading 30% of the market nowadays. And another cloud is familiar cloud is Google Cloud. So Google Cloud is another name of cloud service provider is Google App Engine. Google App Engine is one of the cloud service provider which is playing a vital role in the market nowadays. So now let us see the comparison between all these familiar clouds which are related to public clouds, how they are leading the market and how their comparison in terms of infrastructure, in terms of platform or application or software as a services. Let us see in this session. So public cloud means any user or end user can have the privilegation for accessing the data which was hosted in the cloud through the internet, or the end user can have the access to host their applications over the cloud platform with the help of the internet. The end user may access, may host services whenever he required, wherever he required, through the internet. That is called as a public cloud. So these public clouds, there are no access. Anybody, any end user can have free privilegation, sometimes can have paid privilegation for accessing the services provided by the cloud service providers. So various cloud service providers available in the market. Now we will see some leading cloud service providers which are offering better cloud services to the end users. We'll see in this session now. So few examples listed over here. These examples are related to public cloud service providers. So the namely GAE stands for Google App Engine. This is one of the leading cloud service provider. So offered by the Google Cloud, and another one is AWS, stands for Amazon Web Services. So Amazon Web Services is a cloud service provider. So it is one of the familiar cloud service provider in the market nowadays. Almost 60 to 70% of the Indian as well as abroad United States market, cloud market can be leading by Amazon Web Services cloud only. So another leading cloud is Microsoft Azure Cloud. So this Microsoft Azure Cloud was launched in the year 2010, namely Microsoft Azure Cloud Service Provider. So this is also another familiar cloud service provider. So next one is IBM Blue Cloud Service. So the last one is Salesforce.com cloud service provider. So total five different cloud services providers will be listed here. These are play and vital role which is moving towards leading the market in future as well as present scenario. If you consider the cloud services, all cloud service providers, they are providing cloud services to the end users for creating or managing various virtual machine instances to the end users with their own infrastructure. So it seems to be the demand of cloud service providers or the usage of cloud services is very high. Many industries are moving from manufacturing sector to cloud service sector towards increasing their business. So it seems to be 95% of companies or industries are moving towards utilizing the services of the cloud. So the demand of cloud services by computing and information technology administrator as well as software vendors and end users are very utilizing the cloud services providers so very rapidly. So the demand of cloud services is very high nowadays. So to overcome the problem, the cloud service providers will fulfill the requirement of end users or software vendors or IT administrators. So based on the demand, they need to establish various cloud centers or data centers or virtual machines. They need to increase by adding new the servers, by adding extra equipment. So if they're moving towards in this situation, we need to fulfill our demand. Now let us see the first familiar example of public cloud service provider, namely Google App Engine. So Google is providing one cloud that is called as a Google App Engine. Now let us see how Google App Engine will work. So what is the usage of Google App Engine in a clear architecture we will discuss now. So Google App Engine is mainly designed for providing platform as a services to the end users. So mainly cloud service providers will provide three types of clouds, namely IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Second one is platform as a service, and third one is infrastructure as software as a service. But this Google App Engine is very familiar. So it was launched in the market because of providing well-known or well-known platform as a services to the end users. So the Google App Engine will provide various services to the cloud computing platform for developing as well as hosting web applications into the data centers. So it is mainly providing platform as a service. Let us take a simple example. Suppose take an end user. The end user wants to develop a website, or he wants to post his website onto the cloud. So he need a platform to run a website. If you want to host a website, if he want to develop a website onto the cloud, he need a platform. For that platform, he has to approach who is providing excellent services, platform as a services. That is best example for Google App Engine. Now let us see the building or the manufacturing of Google App Engine is very easy. The Google App Engine will run various web applications on Google infrastructure. You consider the capacity of Google App Engine, so that the Google App Engine cloud service providers maintaining various data centers remotely in different locations in India as well as abroad. If you consider the Google App Engine, they are maintaining hundreds of data centers in remotely in India as well as abroad in different locations. And the Google App Engine has installed more than 4,60,000 servers in worldwide as well as India or worldwide. They are spreading towards, they are moving or spreading towards increasing the number of data centers, number of servers over the market to fulfill the demand and supply formula. So now the Google App Engine enables the end users to run their applications on large number of data centers which are associated with Google App Engine operations. So finally, I can say that Google App Engine is one of the best cloud service provider for platform as a services. So the end user can develop, the end user can host their web applications through the Google App Engine whenever they require, wherever they require, they can access or they can host their applications in terms of freely as well as paid services. Now let us see the building block of Google App Engine architecture. So if you consider the architecture of the building block of Google architecture, so the Google architecture is contains a set of or a hundreds of servers which are established or interconnected together in a building block of Google building block of Google infrastructure. So the Google Cloud infrastructure contains hundreds of servers which are internally connected together. So the server name is nodes. The name of the server name is node, and some of the other servers name is Chubby Scheduler GFS. If you consider a node or a server, it is having a set of softwares or a set of hardwares or a set of infrastructure related data will be which is hosted internally each and every node. Now let us consider a node. The node can contains Linux operating system. The node can contains scheduler shave. The node can contains Google file system server, and it is having a software map reduce software and having big table servers, and all these considered as a cloud computing applications which are hosted or embedded in a node. There are thousands or hundreds of nodes which are inbuilt in the Google infrastructure. So this is the Google Cloud. the Google Cloud is running with hundreds of nodes, and this is internally connected to the end user. So whenever the end user wants to access the data over the cloud, or whenever the end user wants to host his private data over the Google Cloud, simply he can connect to the Google App Engine Cloud through various applications like Google App Engine applications or internet he can be able to access. So once the end user is well connected to the Google App Engine, he has he has the privileges for accessing the applications or for hosting the applications over the Google Cloud in a meanwhile. So now let us see the difference between the functionality of each and every application in the Google App Engine. Now the building block of Google Cloud Computing application includes various nodes. Each and every node is maintaining a set of applications like Google File System. This is one of the application maintained by the node. What is Google File System, and what is the duty of Google File System is GFS stands for Google File System. It is used for storing big amount of data or large amount of data which can be stored, provide the facility for storing large amount of the data in the cloud. So they are maintaining the data in a very secure mode. For that we need GFS servers. And another one is MapReduce programming framework. It will provide software as a service or application as a service. The main duty of MapReduce job or MapReduce programming framework is, so it will provide a platform, as it will provide application as a service or software as a services for end users, which was hosted their applications over the cloud. And another one is Chubby. Chubby is another application. This is used for distributed application log services. So whenever the distributed applications posted into the posted into the Google App Engine Cloud, so these Chubby will provide the network for distributed app engine, and it will log the services for various distributed applications into the cloud. So another one is big table server. A big table server is a storage service which provide the access for data of structural data, sometimes for semi-structural data. So the data is categorized into the cloud in two ways. One is structured data, another one is semi-structured data. Structured data means all data will be separated based on their behavior, and semi-structured means the data will not be separated based on the behavior. All data will be combined. That means that structural data in the sense all image files will be considered as a structural, or all MP4 files will be considered as a structural files, or dot extension files will be same dot extension files will be considered as a structural files. So that can be separated. So structural or unstructural data will be separated, and they are mapped with the help of big table server. And the final one is Google App Engine. So this Google App Engine application or cloud server mainly supports for various environments, virtual machine environments for running various programming structures like Java. So it will provide an environment for running various Java applications like JVM, Java virtual machines can be established in the Google App Engine server. And another one is Python also. So Python programming language environment is also supported for this Google App Engine. Now, if you consider various functional modules of Google App Engine. So let us see the five different functional modules of Google App Engine. Once Google App Engine is developed or is ready for providing services to end users, it will provide some well familiar uh, services to the end users. Let us talk about these services, what they are really providing to the end users. We'll talk about in this session. So the Google App Engine platform providing five major components, namely it will provide for storing large amount of data into the cloud. Suppose whenever the end user or the customer want to host lot of data, huge amount of the data which wants to store into the cloud. So the Google App Engine will provide data storage. It will provide big data storage. They are maintaining data centers. So by providing data centers in various remote servers, so they may be enabled to the end users for storing large amount of the data over a period of time. So data storage will be offered for by the Google App Engine. It will provide some services like object-oriented services or distributed structural data services or big data techniques. So that means that the end user can store a lot of their data over the Google App Engine cloud and provides a well-structured, secure data management is also provided for providing security to the data which was posted onto the cloud. So that means that Google App Engine will provide a security and provide data, big data concepts for the end users. And another one is Google App Engine will provide the runtime environment for the applications which were hosted into the cloud. Once the application or once the software hosted into the cloud, Google App Engine, it will provide a runtime environment to the end users. It will offer platform as a services. And best example is the Google App Engine will provide the runtime environment for Java programming as well as Python programming. Example is JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine is one of the virtual machine environment, software environment, runtime environment, which can be provided by the Google App Engine. So another one is SDK, Software Development Kit. So it is consists of various extensions of library files. So these facilities also provided by the Google App Engine. Here, software development kit is used for application development and which will allow or execute all the local applications as well as applications code will be run in the software development kit. It is also one of the module, functional module for Google App Engine. So another one is, so the Google App Engine will provide administration console for the end users for easy management, so as well as development physical resources over a period of time. That means that it will provide complete privileges to the end users. The end user can manage or can control the admin rights for the applications which are posted onto the server. And the Google App Engine will provide web service infrastructure to the end users, which can provide an infrastructure like interface for the end users to store or manage the network resources hosted into the cloud. So these are well familiar major components which can be supported for Google App Engine. Now let us see the Google App Engine is free or cost, how which type of services they are providing. Let us see in this slide now. So Google App Engine cloud service provider will provide services to the end users as a free of cost sometimes, as a pay as you like sometimes. It is providing paid services, it is providing free services to the end users based on the demand. So some of the well familiar free services they are providing to the end users, we will see in this slide now. So Google App Engine service will provide, cloud will provide some of the free services like Gmail services. Google will provide Gmail services to the end users very free of cost. Let us take an example, Gmail account. So Gmail account, the creation of Gmail account and the operation of Gmail account with the help of the Google Cloud is very easy, very simple, and it is free. No need to pay single rupee also. So some of the Gmail services which will be familiar by the end user, we will see now. So end users are using some of the well familiar Google applications like Google search engine. So in our day-to-day life, every person have to interact with the computer. So whenever a person wants to interact with the computer, he has a habit to search with the help of the Google search engine. If you want to find any new term, any meaning, whatever. So the usage of Google service engine is free of cost. So we are using Google search engine in our day-to-day life. Another one is Google Docs, Google Documents. We can create our own Google Documents free of cost. And Google Ad, Google Maps. So we can able to track the location with the help of Google Maps in a free of cost. And Gmail providing the messages from one mail to another mail through hypertext transfer protocol with very free of cost in secure mode. So Gmail is also one of the email services for providing services to the end users. So these all provides applications. This can supports large number of end users simultaneously. These applications run in the Google data centers only. The Google data centers is located in various locations, remote locations in different places, and they are maintaining the data center. Inside the data center, they are maintaining thousands of server nodes in different clusters or providing better services to the end users. So now I am concluding this Google App Engine. So what are the services they are providing? What are the various applications they are providing? So which type of architecture they are providing? We have seen in this session now. Now let us move to another familiar cloud service provider. So this is AWS, stands for Amazon Web Services. So what is mean by Amazon Web Services? How the Amazon Web Services will provide services to the end users? Let us see in this slide. So Amazon Web Services is one of the familiar web service, is one of the familiar cloud service provider. It is leading almost 65 to 70 percentage of the cloud in the market. So it is now still playing the leading role in the market. So Amazon Web Services architecture, if you consider that, so the cloud architecture is well connected with a set of components like EC2 and EBS SQS. What is EC2? EC2 stands for Amazon Elastic Cloud 2. EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud 2. And SQS stands for Simple Queue Service. Simple Queue Service. And another one is EBS. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. Elastic Block Store. Here, these components which are interconnected together and hosted in a cloud environment, and this cloud is connected to the end user, and this cloud is well connected to the developer. Now we will see how this Amazon Web Service Cloud will work. We will see. So here the end user connects to the cloud through the internet only. The end user is having privilegation for hosting their applications over the cloud or for accessing the hosted applications from the cloud through the internet whenever he require or wherever he require with the free of cost or pay as you require. So that means that the end users can access the data or can host the data into the cloud or from the cloud whenever they require, wherever they require. So based on the requirement with the help of Amazon Web Services. If you consider the Amazon Web Services, the Amazon Web Services Cloud is running with a collection of Amazon EC2 Elastic Cloud 2 and Amazon EBS Elastic Block Stores and soft simple queue services SQS and various development tools which are interconnected together. Now let us see the architectural diagram of Amazon Web Services. So the Amazon Web Services Cloud is running with a collection of virtual machines. Virtual machines means it is a collection of servers and collection of machines which are hosted into the cloud. The virtual machines can be used to share or computing resources both flexible as well as safely. So the Amazon has been a leader, leading cloud service providers which can provide public cloud services to the end users. Now the Amazon Web Services is providing the services like IaaS. So Amazon is very familiar for providing infrastructure as a services to the end users. Which type of infrastructure will provide end users? Now let us see. So here let us consider the first one is EC2. So ET2 stands for Elastic Cloud. So an Amazon Elastic Cloud 2 is a virtual machine. It is a virtual machine which was hosted into the cloud. So the Amazon EC2 virtual machine is connected to EBS. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. So that means that while EC2 is connected to EBS is transfer, so EC2 is nothing but it is a virtual machine. Virtual machine is running with a collection of servers. Huge amount of data wants to keep into the store into the server, so we need to maintain lakhs or hundreds of or thousands of servers. So these thousands of servers which are embedded or hosted in a single server, that is called as a virtual machine. Virtual machines is considered as a the name of the virtual machine maintained by the Amazon Web Services is a EC2. The name of the virtual machine maintained by Amazon Web Services is called as a EC2. Amazon Elastic Cloud 2. Elastic means there is a possibility of increasing or scale up or scale down. We may increase or we may decrease the capacity of the server based on the demand. So that is we can consider the name of the virtual machine maintained by Amazon Web Service Cloud is EC2, Amazon Elastic Cloud 2. The Amazon Elastic Cloud is providing lot of space to the end users for storing their application or data into the virtual machine. Once the virtual machine is ready for storing or maintaining lot of data over the cloud, the virtual machine is connected to the EBS Elastic Block Store. So ET is stands for Elastic Block Store is a virtual disk. So this disk is not created actually. It is created virtually. This disk is created virtually for virtual machines. Once the virtual machine is ready, the virtual block stores or virtual disks are also created just like the storage of virtual machine is to be classified or categorized into two or more blocks like block C, block D, or block F, like our desktop system. Suppose consider the desktop system. The desktop system is running with 500 GB. So the 500 GB is to be split into different blocks, storage blocks like C drive, D drive, E drive. So we are separating the consolidated data into three blocks like C drive, D drive, E drive. So like that, here in the cloud, the EC2 virtual machine storage data server is to be divided into number of storage blocks, and the storage blocks like C drive, D drive, or some other drives. So you can create any number of disks, each of any size. There is no restrictions at all. So based on the customer requirement or based on the demand, the storage data is to be split into number of equal blocks or number of variable blocks based on the requirement only. That means that EC2 is a virtual machine and EBS is a splitting the data into some number of blocks. These are which are internally connected together. These are not created our own. These are created virtually. And another one is SQS. SQS is stands for Simple Queue Service. Simple Queue Service. It means that it will receive the request from the end users and keep all the requests in order. So once it was receiving the request in bulk amount of request, so based on the timestamp, so it will send the request to the Amazon cloud, and based on one software, it will send or it will maintain the data in a efficient manner. The SPS stands for Simple Queue Service, and its job is to ensure that a reliable message service will be providing between two processors. That means whenever two or more processors or end users are running on a cloud, Amazon cloud, so it will establish a connection between two or more processors and provide a reliable message services over these two cloud services. So that means that finally I can conclude that Amazon Web Services is providing best infrastructure as a services to the end users. So by creating virtual machines or by creating virtual machine named the Elastic Cloud Services, and providing some blocks, EBS, and various message services also they are providing to the end users over a period of time. Now let us see different service areas, how these Amazon Web Services will be providing. We will see here. So now let us see the first service is compute. So the Amazon Web Service Cloud will provide some computing services to the end users, likely providing virtual machines. So the always the Amazon virtual machine will provide virtual machines to the end users. The name of the virtual machine is Elastic Computing Cloud. That is called as a EC2. Elastic Compute Cloud EC2. And another one is Elastic Map Reduce. It will provide one software as a services to the end users, that is called as a Elastic Map Reduce. If we use Elastic Map Reduce, automatically it will mapping the structural or unstructured data which is hosted onto the Amazon cloud. And another one is auto scaling. Auto scaling is nothing but based on the traffic imposed on the cloud, it will automatically scale up or scale down their services by increasing number of servers or by decreasing the number of servers in a virtual machine. So it will provide auto scaling with the help of this can be done with the help of the load balancing technique. So another service area is messaging. The AWS will provide message services to the end users with the help of one component that is called as a SQS, Simple Queue Service. If we apply Simple Queue Service to the Amazon Web Service Cloud, so the end users will send lot of requests, or many processors will run simultaneously or parallelly at the in the cloud at the same time. The SQS will take the inputs from different processors, and these are inputs will be keep in a order, and it will send the request to the concerned server automatically for performing the task, or that they are maintaining one services that is called as a simple queue service. And another one is simple notification service. Simple notification service means whenever the server machine will accept the request of the client machine, automatically it will give one notification to the client machine, that is called as a simple notification service. So another one is storage. So Amazon Web Service will providing storage services to the end users. That is called as a simple storage services S3. And another one is elastic block storage. So this is another services. Likely the virtual machine can be divided into some number of blocks based on their requirement with the help of elastic block storage. And another one is Amazon Web Service import or export. We need to access or we need to host the services over the storage. These are also provided. And Amazon will provide front end cloud services as well as back end cloud services, also with the help of the cloud service providers. And Amazon will support some premium supports to the end users, like Amazon pay as you like, support like Netflix and Amazon Prime. These are well familiar apps or applications which can be hosted onto the Amazon server and their Amazon cloud, and they are effectively utilizing the services provided by the Amazon cloud in the market. And another one is database. The Amazon Web Services will maintain databases. Some of the web familiar databases are relational database services as well as simple databases. They are maintaining in the cloud in various remote locations, in various physical locations over the client server provider maintenance. And a well-established networking also they are hosted, they are maintaining or provide security over the period of time in the cloud. So some of the well-familiar networking concepts are virtual private VPS, VPC, virtual private cloud, and elastic load balancing. If we apply elastic load balancing technique over the network in the Amazon Web Services, the load balancing will provide equal traffic among all the servers which are internally connected to the networking each other. It will divert the load equally to the available servers in a network. And web traffic. So if a lot of users, end users will try to access applications hosted onto the server, there is a huge traffic will be imposed on the servers or cloud at the same time. So these machines will be useful for useful for running the cloud very effectively without any disturbance. So these namely Alexa web information services and Alexa websites are well familiar service modules which are available in the market. And another one is e-commerce. So e-commerce, Amazon is well developed e-commerce nowadays, providing some of the Amazon e-commerce services. Amazon web portal also is running. Customers will be able to purchase their groceries by connecting to the Amazon website, and one of the familiar website is to Amazon Web Services only. And payments and billings. So various payments and billings software services also providing by the Amazon Web Services. So some of the well familiar payment and billing software services are flexible payment services as well as Amazon development pay services also they're providing. And another one is workforce, Amazon mechanical trucks. So these are well familiar service areas and modules will be listed here. These will discuss it also. Next, we will move to the last cloud service provider. is Microsoft. Microsoft is providing a cloud service provider, namely Azure. Namely Azure. What is Azure? So Azure is one of the cloud service provider launched by the Microsoft in the year 2010. And the Microsoft Azure will providing the services to the end user free of cost as well as pay per model. So it is providing payment services as well as free service to the end users based on the demand. So it seems to be nowadays most of the Fortune 500 companies, that means that CMM level 5 companies, high level industries or software companies, 80% of the software companies are posted their services, are utilizing the services of Microsoft Azure nowadays. So some of the well familiar languages or softwares will be providing environments to the hosted, providing some environments to the cloud service providers nowadays. If you consider C hash, PHP, and Java, these are well familiar programming languages. These will support for the developing and hosting the applications into the Microsoft Azure cloud. And the Microsoft Azure cloud is providing lot of thousands of data centers in India as well as abroad in various remote locations in the different locations. Nowadays, the data centers in 42 regionals around the world, they are maintaining, they are hosting their services very effectively. So the Microsoft Windows Azure is the cloud service provider launched in the 2010 to meet the challenges of the cloud. This platform is built over Microsoft data centers. The platform is mainly providing three services like software as a services, platform as a services, and infrastructure as a services. The Microsoft Windows Azure offers cloud services to build in operating system, Windows operating system. So with the help of the virtualization technology. So we can build various virtualization technology over the operating system that can be provided. That means that we can provide a platform as a services with the help of the Microsoft Windows Azure Cloud. And various softwares also installed over the virtual machines or deployed the virtual machines in the data services that can also provided by the Microsoft Windows Assurance. And the Microsoft Azure will provide uh, infrastructure as a services like it will provide storage, provide networking, and lot of data they are maintaining or fulfill the infrastructure as a services. It seems to be Amazon Web Services Cloud will provide software as a services by maintaining virtual machines and infrastructure as a services by maintaining storage and networking and data centers. Provide platform as a services by providing virtual infrastructure or virtualization which can be established over the Windows operating system. So if you consider that the topmost infrastructure of various service providers available in the market, so one of the leading infrastructure as a service provider is Microsoft Windows Azure. Now let us see the architecture of Microsoft Windows Azure Cloud Computing Platform. So it is running with hardware components, running with services, and running with various applications. So some of the well familiar applications which are running with the help of Microsoft Cloud are Windows Live. So all Windows operating systems can be run Office, MS Office, Microsoft Office related softwares also run and Exchange. So Microsoft Exchange applications also run. These applications will be used by the end users and SharePoint, PowerPoint and SharePoint. This is also one of the application and the dynamic CRM online applications also marketing these CRM online applications means well familiar for utilizing in the supermarkets as well as financial as well as sales promotions. So all these different types of Windows, Microsoft Office, Exchange, Sales, SharePoint, and Dynamic CRM online applications can be hosted by the end users. End users can host any type of applications over the internet. They can access the application whenever they require or wherever they require meanwhile. And the Microsoft Azure service platform will providing an environment to the end users for providing an environment to run their applications like live applications or .NET services or SQL structured query language database related services also they are maintaining and dynamic CRM services also providing. So whatever the services required end users like SQL, .NET and live services or CRM market related services also run by the Amazon service platform. And if you consider the Windows Azure, it will provide three types of services. One is computing services, storage services, and development environments. That means that the end user can develop an environment. Suppose the end user is having one application. He want to run an application over the Microsoft Cloud Platform. So the Microsoft Windows Cloud Platform will provide an environment for development that application. They provide one storage services to the end users for storing the data. They provide some compute services to access, to host their software as well as hardware applications whenever they require, wherever they require. So the Microsoft Windows Azure will provide some of the hosting applications, some of the accessing services to store the data, to provide environment to the end users, or to compute the services to the end users. And these services will be controlled by one admin console. He is Microsoft Win Azure controller. This is considered as a VMM virtual machine manager. The duty of virtual machine manager is he can take the admin console for maintaining all the services like storage, development environment, and computing services over the period of time. And another one is to run all these services, Windows services as well as software services. So in the cloud, we need one hardware platform. So this hardware is well connected to the virtual machine for functioning. So the hardware platform is running with a collection of interconnected servers, storage as well as network. That means that so this is entire architecture will seems to be the networking diagram of Microsoft Windows or Azure cloud computing architecture. It is running with hardware, running with VMM virtual machine manager and their services. This is a virtual machine. Over the virtual machine, we have created various virtual machines, virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2. These are connected to the end users. Various types of end users applications are connected to the Azure cloud. They can utilize the services and they can access the services whenever they require, wherever they require. Here, let us consider, see various services which are offering by the Microsoft Azure cloud services are computing the resources, providing the networks, storage lot of data, and Internet of Thing applications also and various migrations, various mobile related applications or softwares and analytics means compare the results with the hardware as well as software components and containers, a lot of clusters and which are embedded into that and artificial intelligence and machine learning concepts also dealing with the services which we providing and management tools, developer tools and security tools database related tools and media related tools, identify related tools, and web related tools, not limited to. So many Azure services. So here broadly categorized into 18 categories and contains more than 200 services. These Azure services will be providing. So the Microsoft Windows Azure is a cloud service platform which can offer traditional Microsoft applications such as Windows Live, Microsoft Office Live, Excel services, as well as Dynamics CRM services. So these Azure applications or platforms apply to the standard web communication protocol like standard oriented application protocol or REST protocol. These two are well-known protocols we are using for providing or transferring the data from one system to another system in a secure mode. So here they are maintaining one of the powerful software development kit. It allows SDK Azure applications to develop and debugging the Windows boosted applications. And finally, let us compare the difference between these three public clouds, namely Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Services. Now, here we will compare with their products in a consolidated point of view. Now, let us compare the servers. Which type of servers will maintaining by different cloud service providers we will see. Virtual servers. The product name is virtual servers. If you consider virtual servers, the Amazon Web Services cloud service providers are maintaining one virtual server in their cloud side. That name of the server is instances. Instances is the name of the server. The name of the virtual server maintained by the Microsoft Azure is VMS. VMS stands for virtual machines. And the name of the servers maintained by Google Cloud Platform is VM instances, virtual machine instances. And the platform as a services. Which type of platform services provided by the clouds we will see? The Microsoft Windows, Microsoft web services providing elastic Beans platform as a services. Microsoft Azure provides cloud service platform as a services, and Microsoft Google Cloud Platform providing Google App Engine as a platform as a services. And serverless computing also they are providing, and they are providing file storage here, EFS, Azure files, and some other files where the categories wise they are compared here, and these are very useful for you. And they are maintaining data warehouse also for providing lot of data in their side. The Amazon Web Services is maintaining Redshift data warehouse, and they are maintaining Azure will maintaining SQL data warehouse, whereas Google will maintaining BigQuery with the help of big data concept. They are maintaining BigQuery data warehouse on this side. So now I am concluding the session today online session. In this session, we summarized that which concepts we have broadly classified. We talked about public cloud and what are various public clouds are available in the market. We have been compared the Amazon Web Service Cloud with Microsoft Cloud with Google Cloud platforms. So these comparison between these three clouds in architecture point of view with an examples we clearly discussed. Now I am closing the session. Thank you. Thank you.